Today's grammar lecture is on past tense statements of possession and using type 2 pronouns. Let's begin by looking at how you form a statement of possession in the past tense. First, let me remind you how we do this in the present tense. Remember, Hebrew uses an impersonal construction to mean I have a sheep. Literally, this reads, there is, to me, a sheep, where kevis, sheep, is the subject of this Hebrew clause, not I. I am the indirect object. The sheep exists to me is how you say I have a sheep in Hebrew. Number 2 shows you that yesh is optional. You can mean the exact same thing without saying yesh. You can just say li kevis to mean I have a sheep. Number 3 shows you that yesh doesn't inflect, no matter if the subject here, parot, is plural as opposed to kevis, singular, or feminine as opposed to masculine. No matter what you have, you can always use the form yesh. Yesh li parot means I have cows. So because yesh doesn't inflect, and it's not even grammatically required in a statement, we know that yesh is not a verb. So whatever part of speech we want to call yesh in Hebrew, we know it's not a verb. Hebrew does not have a verbal form to be in the present tense, but it does have a to be verb in the past tense. Haya, yihyeh are the katal and yiktal forms of to be, which is a finite verb, meaning that it inflects for gender, number, and person. And inflecting for person is the crucial point of it being a finite verb. Here are the third person forms, hu, haya, he, hayata, and hem, henna, hayu. And this to be verb is going to inflect for making past tense statements of possession. The construction is going to be the same as present tense. It's going to be the impersonal construction. We just swap haya in for yesh. So I had a sheep is haya li kevis. There was to me a sheep, where haya is masculine singular because kevis is masculine singular. Number 5 means I had a cow, hayata li para, where hayata is feminine singular because para is feminine singular. And 6, hayu li parot. Hayu is plural because parot is feminine plural. This means I had cows. Now it seems a little weird that to us maybe that haya inflects here for what we think of as the object, right, of what you have. But Hebrew kind of flips the construction that English does. Hebrew has the impersonal construction, remember, where the object is the subject of the clause. The owner is the indirect object. Number 7 reminds you that if you negate a present tense statement of possession, that is a verbless clause, so you use ein. I do not have horses is ein li susim. Number 8 shows you that if you negate a past tense statement of possession, you're using a finite verb, haya, so you use lo, which negates finite verbs like katal and yiktol. Lo hayu li susim is how you say I did not have horses in Hebrew. And just like that, we're on our last point for today, plural nouns with attached pronouns. This chart on the right is what you saw last week. These are pronouns attached to a masculine singular noun, sus. Remember that the attached pronoun on a noun always indicates the possessor of that noun. So susi means my horse, suscha, your horse, etc. And I said we call this type 1 as opposed to type 2, which is this week. Type 1 uniquely goes on singular nouns like sus. Type 2 uniquely attaches to a plural noun like susim. And type 2 pronouns are basically equivalent to their type 1 counterparts, except that type 2 always begins with a yod vowel letter, so they're usually longer. In fact, every single type 2 attached pronoun begins with a yod vowel letter, specifically a yod vowel letter that is not chirik yod. So chirik yod occurs right here and only here in type 1. Type 2 always begins with a yod vowel letter that is not chirik yod. And look at this. If you attach a type 2 pronoun to a plural noun like susim, you get susai, where the attached pronoun I has taken the place of im, which is the plural morphology of susim. So you read susai, and the only indicator that sus is plural is by recognizing the attached pronoun as type 2, not type 1, which remember, type 2 uniquely begins with a yod vowel letter that is not chirik yod. I'll read each of these pairs off so that you can hear the distinction between the singular noun and the plural form. So, susi is my horse, susai, my horses. Talking to a man, suscha, your horse, susecha, your horses. To a woman, susech, your horse, susaich, your horses. About a man, suso, his horse, susav, his horses. Her horse is susa, suseha is her horses. And remember, we can attach a plural pronoun onto a singular noun, so susenu is our horse. We can also have a plural pronoun on a plural noun, so we have these plural type 2. Let's read off each pair. Susenu is our horse, susenu our horses. Talking to men, suschem your horse, susechem your horses. To women, suschen your horse, susechen your horses. Susam their, talking about men, susam their horse, susehem their horses. About women, susan their horse, susehen their horses. And remember what happens when you attach a pronoun onto a noun that ends in kametz he. The word gets longer, and so the he becomes a tav here. So parati is my cow, the he becomes a tav. That's all the way down the paradigm. What happens when you add type 2 to a feminine plural noun? Well, you actually get to keep your plural morphology, parot, and you just add the type 2 pronoun on at the end. So, reading off each pair, parati, my cow, parotai, my cows. Talking to a man, paratcha, your cow, parotecha, your cows. To a woman, paratech, your cow, parotaich, your cows. About a man, parato, his cow, parotav, his cows. Her cow is parata, paroteha is her cows. And here we have the plural, type 1 and type 2 attached pronouns, reading off each pair. Paratenu, our cow, parotenu, our cows. To a group of men, paratchem, your cow, parotechem, your cows. To women, paratchen, your cow, parotechen, your cows. About men, paratam, their cow, parotehem, their cows. About women, paratan, their cow, parotehen, their cows. Made it all the way through both paradigms for our model masculine word and our model feminine word. Now, I said that feminine plural nouns get to keep their plural morphology even when you have an attached type 2 pronoun, but that's not actually the case. What it is any plural noun that ends in oat gets to keep that oat ending even with an attached type 2 pronoun. So all the nouns in number 9 are irregular masculine nouns, but the plural form ends in oat, so you get to keep the oat ending. Kise, kis oat. My chairs, kis otai, where because plural ends in oat, you can still see the oat ending even when you have an attached type 2 pronoun. Same thing with shem, shemot, my names, shmotai. Sadeh, sadot, also masculine, my field, stotai. and the inverse is true, where the type 2 pronoun takes the place of a masculine plural ending is not actually true. It takes the place of any noun ending that ends in eem. So any noun that ends in eem, type 2 overwrites that eem ending. So all of these are feminine nouns: Evan, avanim, my stones, avanai. Isha, nashim, my women, nashai. So type 2 overwrites any eem ending. It also overwrites any dual noun ending. Regel, raglaim. Remember, all paired body parts are feminine, but this is a dual ending, so the type 2 pronoun overwrites the eem or the aim ending. So my legs is raglai, and also yad, yadaim, my hands, yadai. So we introduced you today to type 2 attached pronouns, which for the most part look like their counterparts in type 1, but type 2 uniquely begins with a yod vowel letter that is not chiric yod. Type 1 attaches to singular nouns. Type 2 attaches to plural nouns. When type 2 attaches to a plural noun, it overwrites any eem or aim ending, and it attaches onto any ot ending.